You see here the spinal cord. This is a spinal cord. This is a spinal cord, and these are the peripheral network system. Whatever the wires and these networks are connected to the each muscles and the bones or anything. These are connected to the all the body, right? These are the think it as a, this is the network of the peripheral nervous system, and this is a spinal cord, and these networks are peripheral nervous system. As I said, brain is the boss. He is the brain, the boss sitting upside and top of the employees, and they are employees. These networks are employees, and the spinal cord is the main thing connected to the brain. And whatever the signal comes here, it takes to the through the spinal cord and to the brain, and brain again commands to the spinal cord again to the through nervous system to the peripheral nervous system, and through the afferent nervous system and the efferent nervous system. The pathway that are different topic, that is means afferent and efferent nervous system, that I'll tell you, explain you later. This is very important. What if the brain is commanding you to see? That means the open your eyesight, that means you are seeing. If you, that means you are smiling, means your taste and smell and touch, hearing, everything send messages down, up and down. For example, the brain is telling to see something, and the eye is capturing the image and send signals to the brain. That means you are seeing something. If you are watching this image, means your eye is sending the signal. And another is taste. If you are eating something through the tongue, so there are few nerves, the few cranial nerves, that is very important. And in that vagus nerve is also most important thing. The taste is also very important, right? If you eat something, if you eat pani puri, that means it's sensing the taste. And glossopharyngeal nerve from the cow, it is sending the signals to the brain. That means you are eating the pani puri. How the brain is getting to know, how you are getting to know you are eating pani puri? Just imagine you are closing the eyes and you are eating something, and you are telling that exact name of the thing what you ate. That means you know that you have a memory storage of that particular item which you have eaten before. That means you are tasting and you are storing the memory, and again when you eat and you recall the signal again, and the brain is telling that this is the thing you are eating. So like how you can taste yourself, and it is sending the signals as speed as the light speed. You can see the how the light speed goes more than the light speed. The brain sends the signals to the body, and the body sends signals to the brain more than the light speed. And the smell also, if you're cooking something, if you smell something familiar in the home, that means you are smelling, you have a storage of the data which you have smelled before, and you can tell that name without seeing that. And like how I said taste, as same as the smell also, and you can smell and you can think and you can tell that what exactly we are cooking. So if you're cooking the chicken, that means you can tell that that's cooking chicken, like that. So same thing as a sense, like a five senses I said, that touch also and hearing also. If you hear something, it will directly go through the auditory network and send signals to the brain, and it makes you understand the understanding network. And again you can the touch, and when you feel, if you touch something and you can feel something and you can feel the sense, like how you can how the body is sending the messages and up to down in the body. I hope you understand. So what does the peripheral nervous system do? The basically we understand the brain and the spinal cord, the main work. And what does the peripheral nervous system do? As I said, it connects the central nervous system to the organ, limbs and the skin, and it connects through all over the body. You can see here the network is like a wiring network in the body, electrical network. Whatever the connection gone here, it will directly affect to the brain again. That means, for example, if you touch here, we get the signal to the brain. That means somebody is touching here, like that. It carries the sensory and motor information and from the central nervous system through the neurons. And I said whenever someone is touching you and something is touching you, when you touch to the something heat thing, or when you touch the something cold thing, and like that, it is getting some kind of signals from the outside the environment. If you are sitting in the normal body's temperature, the body adjusted with the temperature. if you go to the Sahara Desert, that means the body automatically it tells you the body is not matched with that environment and it is making you harm. That means the body's central nervous system is activating you and just go far from that place. Like that, just an example I'm saying. And the body homeostasis should be adjustable with the body's environment. Like how that is very important in the peripheral nervous system. Allow the brain and the spinal cord to receive and send information to other areas of the body. We know that the brain and the spinal cord the main boss, although it is the main boss. How the boss gets the information in the company? Through the employees, right? Like that, through the employees are the peripheral nervous system here. Without the employee, the boss cannot work alone. Like that, we need a hand, we need a touch, we need a sense, and these are the employees. If you want to see something, we need the eyes, and eyes are the main employees of the uh, uh, viewing or any kind of picture imagining or anything. So we capture the thing and we send the signal to the brain, and we are giving some information to the brain. That means we are watching something, we are watching a movie and you are understanding. The brain is understanding and your eyes is watching. So both are included. Likewise, if you're closing your eyes and you are just watching a movie, that means that is a nonsense. Regulates involuntary body function like heartbeat and breathing. So this is very important in the body. Without any voluntary function, that means involuntary, we don't have any contribution in that. That means you don't have any contribution in the heartbeat, you don't have any contribution in the breathing. That means you are breathing automatically. Automatic nervous system or autonomic nervous system we say, right? Like involuntary functions are done by the heartbeat and breathing. So two-way communicating network. This is one example here. This is a peripheral nervous system, the body's network, and central nervous system, the body is the boss, and the body and the spinal cord. How it is getting the signal? For example, in the through the peripheral nervous system, how it is sending the signal? So this is a source of heat here. This is a source of heat, and this person is touching here. So the finger is the receiver from the proprioceptors we say. So from the receptor and its action, his action, for example, if you touch something, the action comes out, right? The muzzle is the effector. So if you're touching something, the muzzle is getting affected. That means the signal is going through the muzzle and the receptors and the impulse from the neurons, right? So to the spinal cord, where it is going, this in the spinal cord, you see the spinal cord, there is a gray matter and the white matter. There are the ventral horn and the another is dorsal horn. There are the spinal nerves are connected. So one is a afferent neuron and another is a efferent neuron. That is, efferent is nothing but the motor, whatever the motor functions are we are doing, right? Like action protection, that is a efferent neuron. And afferent neuron is sensory, all the sensory related things. For example, if you touch, that is a sense. If you feel something, that is a sense. Like motor is different, sensory is different. Likewise, there are two connections here. If you sense something, automatically the action will come outside. Like how it is connected. Another thing is there, efferent nervous system, efferent nervous system, that I'll tell you later. And here it is passing the information through the spinal cord and it making the action. It is connecting to the brain again, it giving the information to the brain, and the brain is commanding to the body that you should take out your hand from that thing. That is how the body's communication work actually. So that is how the peripheral nervous system and central nervous system integratedly working together. These are the main divisions of the central nervous system, that is a nervous system. One is a peripheral nervous system, another is central nervous system. In peripheral nervous system, autonomic nervous system, and in somatic nervous system. And autonomic nervous system, there are two parts again, sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Somatic means something voluntary doing. For example, if you need to walk, you are voluntarily get upping and walking. That is done by you, not other person. That means you are doing voluntarily. Involuntary network, that means autonomic nervous system. In that there are two types, that is a sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic means something fear and flight, we can say, that I'll explain you later period. And parasympathetic is something digestion, calming, and meditation. It is for just a simple example, I will say whatever you do in the daytime, that is a sympathetic nervous system, that is a stress network. Parasympathetic is nothing but whatever you do while in the night, that means you are when you are sleeping, right? The body will activate at that time, the brain, whatever the brain do at that time, that is a parasympathetic nervous system, resting, digesting, and being calm. And that is involuntary thing, something like that. And another is sensory input, motor input, like I said, that is a how the messages travels through the spinal cord. That is what exactly sensory input and motor input. And I'll explain you in next video what is sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, and autonomic and somatic also. And the central nervous system, we have some points here: brain and the spinal cord, just for keep in mind. And peripheral nervous system, nervous outside CN, that is central nervous system. Apart from brain and spinal cord, we have whatever the network we have, right? That is a peripheral nervous system. Control thinking and emotions, who is done by this is done by the CNS. And the processes, interprets the information, handles the reflexes via spinal cord. Anything happens to the body, the brain's automatically getting the information, making body aware that, and you need to be away from the particular thing or anything. That is done by the central nervous system. And peripheral nervous system, making the brain that sending the signals work, is done by the peripheral nervous system. That include the somatic and the autonomic nervous system. What is somatic, what is autonomic nervous system, that I'll tell you later. Thank you guys, thank you for your patience. I hope you understand, and I'll try to better my explanation. I'll try to bring up some more examples to you. And from the next video, I'll try to explain the autonomic and somatic and sympathetic and parasympathetic. And sometimes I'll take up the vagus nerve also. This is very important in our body, how we can be activate through the TCM, and what are the acupuncture points for the activate the vagus nerve, and also the central nervous system. Thank you guys, thank you for your patience. Bye bye.